Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya avirāvirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we study with energy and vigor. We are studying the enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me and peace. Sarva-Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tam Agocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. I bow to Govinda, whose nature is bliss supreme, with the Sadguru, who can be known only from the import of all Vedanta, and who is beyond the reach of speech and mind. So we are studying Vivekachudamani. Is David there?
I don't see him, Maharaj.
David? So open my email.
Okay.
Without David 11. Read it. Generally, we start our study with the reading from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda.
Okay. In this body, which is an aggregate of molecules of matter, is there anything which is real? This has been the search throughout the history of the human mind. In the very oldest times, we often find glimpses of light coming into men's minds. We find man, even then, going a step beyond this body, finding something which is not this external body, although very much like it, much more complete, much more perfect, and which remains even when this body is dissolved. We read in the hymns of the Rig Veda addressed to the god of fire who is burning a dead body. Carry him, O fire, in your arms, gently give him a perfect body, a bright body. Carry him where the fathers live, where there is no more sorrow, where there is no more death.
Good. So we are searching that which is eternal, that which is real. What we find this world. And in this world, something is fleeting, something is temporary, something which we cannot grasp. Though we try, and why we try? Because we have some confidence that I have that capacity to get it, to find it, to grab it. But as we try, we fail to grab. So our search is to find that truth which is unfailing, which is eternal. And that is the purpose of reading Vivekachudamani. Discriminating and finding out what is real and what is not real, so that we do not go for say temporary things. Those temporary also seems real. It is because of lending reality or getting reality from that which is eternal.
The same idea you will find present in every religion, and we get another idea with it. It is a significant fact that all religions, without one exception, hold that man is a degeneration of what he was, whether they clothe this in mythological words or in the clear language of philosophy or in the beautiful expressions of poetry. This is the one fact that comes out of every scripture and of every mythology, that the man that is a degeneration of what he was. This is the kernel of truth within the story of Adam's fall in the Jewish scripture. This is again and again repeated in the scriptures of the Hindus, the dream of a period which they call the age of truth, when no man died unless he wished to die, when he could keep his body as long as he liked, and his mind was pure and strong. There was no evil and no misery. And the present age is a corruption of that state of perfection. Side by side with this, we find the story of the deluge everywhere. That story itself is a proof that this present age is held to be a corruption of a former age by every religion. It went on becoming more and more corrupt until the deluge swept away a large portion of mankind, and again the ascending series began. It is going up slowly again to reach once more that early state of purity. You are all aware of the story of the deluge in the Old Testament. The same story was current among the ancient Babylonians, the Egyptians, the Chinese, and the Hindus. Now, human language.
So here we find Swamiji is stressing the universality of this principle. It is not exclusive property of any religion, but this is the central theme of all religion. And here in Hindu scriptures, we find it is very systematic, it is understandable and with question and answer, whereas in other places it is difficult to ask questions. And what's the purpose of this? This is the only difference, otherwise it is universal. And here we have enough scope to ask questions. So what Swamiji referred, he said in other places, that what is involved must evolve. So something has deteriorated. And after a certain time, it must go upward and it must evolve. So that central purity that we have, that is eternal, as of now we find corrupted. But it should not go from corruption to corruption. Rather, there must be a point after that it must go upward for that prime state of thing. That means that purity, purified. So that is the central theme of all religions.
One more paragraph is there. Now, human language is the attempt to express the truth that is within. I am fully persuaded that a baby whose language consists of unintelligible sounds is attempting to express the highest philosophy. Only the baby has not the organs to express it, not the means. The difference between the language of the highest philosophers and the utterances of babies is one of degree and not of kind. What you call the most correct, systematic, mathematical language of the present time and the hazy, mystical, mythological languages of the ancients differ only in degree. All of them have a grand idea behind, which is, as it were, struggling to express itself. And often behind these ancient mythologies are nuggets of truth, and often, I am sorry to say, behind the fine, polished phrases of the moderns is errant trash. So we need not throw a thing overboard because it is clothed in mythology, because it does not fit in with the notions of Mr. So and so or Mrs. So and so of modern times. If people should laugh at religion because most religions declare that men must believe in mythologies taught by such and such a prophet, they ought to laugh more at these moderns. In modern times, if a man quotes a Moses or a Buddha or a Christ, he is laughed at. But let him give the name of a Huxley, a Tyndall, or a Darwin, and it is swallowed without salt. Huxley has said it. That is enough for many. We are free from superstitions indeed. That was a religious superstition, and this is a scientific superstition. Only in and through that superstition came life-giving ideas of spirituality. In and through this modern superstition come lust and greed. That superstition was worship of God, and this superstition is worship of filthy lucre, of fame, or power. That is the difference.
So here Swamiji stresses that difference is only in language. The truth is encapsulated in mythology, which generally we reject. But that which has modern connotation, we accept it without any questioning. So Swamiji's suggestion is that we must not throw those mythology without understanding the import of it. And at the same time, we should also question the modern theologies so that we find the truth. So anyway, that's the reading from the complete works of Swami Vivekachudamani. We are gradually changing the format, and also we are now trying to do in person. So today is the first time, so I request to have your forgiveness. In the beginning, that we started a bit late. So anyway, we have already studied up to 382nd. The main idea is we are trying to find out what that truth is. What is the code? And where can we find? So Vivekachudamani, the first jewel of all the discrimination, power of discrimination. So we have studied 380, just a little recapitulation. 380, where it says, here shines eternally the Atman, the self-effulgent witness of everything, which has the buddhi, intellect, for its seed, making this Atman, which is distinct from the unreal, the goal. Meditate on it as thy own self, excluding all other thought. Now, to find out that reality, we must not seek it outside. We may see the reflection outside, but before that, we must seek within. That is why your guru, those who are fortunate to have initiation, must have told you to search within. And not only that, how one should be totally committed to that. Pranavo dhanu sarohi atma brahmatan lakshamucha. Like Pranava is the Omkar. Omkar is the bow. And this self, this outer self is like arrow. The self that is searching, the self that is seeking. So this is Sharohi Atma. And what is the goal? What is the aim? Brahma Tat Laksham, which is the Brahman. That means that supreme reality, the ultimate reality, unallied state, or the highest truth. That is our goal. And this